Troops, I saw a bear here. As of just a few hours ago, Foxhole has announced that their next major update in 2025 will focus on bringing an airborne aspect of Foxhole to the game. Now, real quick, this video that you're watching is sort of an amalgamation of analyzing the trailer for this eventual update, doing a little bit of bragging and saying that I told you so, and also releasing some information about some upcoming videos over the next few weeks. So again, Foxhole Airborne was announced at the very tail end of today's dev stream. One thing to note is the devs said this trailer was a mix of some in-game gameplay footage, but also some in-engine, more cinematic style animations. And you can kind of tell the difference with the lighting. Like, I actually don't think any of the footage you see up until 28 seconds in is real gameplay. It's all cinematic up to that point. Afterwards, however, you can tell by the lighting and the textures that they're flying over real locations in the game. Though I'm still not 100% sure that all of the animations you see will be doable. Still though, to have every pilot be a real player, flying each aircraft in-map is pretty incredible. And it's going to be a really interesting feat to see them pull it off. If we thought artillery was devastating, seeing a whole fleet of bombers level a town in Foxhole is going to be something unthinkable to us today. And seeing the aircraft over water like that just makes me want to see what they'd even come up with for aircraft carrier, if that's even on the table. But at this point, I think I'm willing to believe just about anything. So I'm really liking the design of these aircraft. They definitely strike me as somewhere between World War I and World War II style aircraft. The Warden fighter looks to be sort of like a Messerschmitt or Spitfire kind of design, at one point in the trailer traveling in a diamond formation. Meanwhile, the Colonial, presumably bomber, kind of reminds me of a Caproni CA-3. That was the Italian bomber during World War I, also featured in Battlefield 1. It's not quite the right design, but the number of seats and payload capacity is what reminds me of that. Though, I'm not the biggest aircraft nut, so if you guys know what the actual inspirations for these aircraft likely were, please leave it down in the comments down below. I'm curious to learn more. I do also have to point out this dapper Colonial paratrooper uniform. Looks very British. And also this Warden pilot uniform. Looks very French. High approval ratings on both of these. I also do want to point out the small segment in the trailer where we see aircraft that are folded up and loaded onto train cars. Obviously, this is a feature for logistics, but also folded up aircraft do make me generally think of aircraft carriers, or at least naval aviation. Again, I don't think they're quite folded up in the right way, but it's good to know that the general, with all of the ground forces at the same time, I think the next big thing for them to do is trying to figure out how or if they can even expand the regional player count. Because having fighter squadrons on top of naval landing forces, on top of regular ground forces, is going to be a heck of a thing to pack into one region. I do also love the brief mention, even if they are more of a cinematic engine footage, of paratroopers going in. And of course, this is arriving sometime in summer 2025, although my guess would be late summer. So my general thoughts on the trailer and the update is, I'm excited. I'm really excited for Foxhole Airborne. I did not think we were going to get an update like this at this stage. I've already made a whole Foxhole suggestion series on airborne stuff in Foxhole and how I think it could work. So if you haven't seen that, please check out that suggestion series. And while we're speaking of suggestions, I want to remind everyone that the devs are still working on the Airborne update. So if you have any good ideas, comments, or concerns about Airborne in general and how it's going to play in Foxhole, now is the time to get those ideas down on paper. And now is the time to get specific about what you want to see out of the Airborne update, because now more than ever, they'll be taking feedback on it. Hence why they've decided to go ahead and announce it this far out. Personally, I'm still hoping for a parasitic aircraft, just because those are so cool. So, for the infantry update that's coming out on November 18th, I am already hard at work sorting out the update video for that
I'm filming,
one.
So one of you burst. Only one of you burst. All right, I guess that works.
The update video will come out, I'm guessing, 1 to 2 days before the infantry update, so sometime around November 16th to November 18th. I will also be doing some sponsored content, thanks to the Foxhole devs. I'll be producing a video leading up to the update, although I'm still not quite sure on what kind of video I'll be producing for that, so stay tuned. And on launch day, November 18th, I will also be streaming for 10 hours straight. I'll be doing a day one marathon and a follow-up stream soon after that. So if you want to catch me live and you want to catch the start of the war, especially with the new infantry mechanics, definitely tune in to that. And you can tune in to my Twitch channel to watch it. Twitch TV/I saw a bear. So that was sort of an announcement of announcements. My first broad reaction to the update news and my just overall excitement. This basically confirms that at very minimum, we're going to get Foxhole updates for the next year. And not just small ones either. These will be adding huge elements to the gameplay that I don't think most of us even really dreamed of. So until then, good luck, keep your heads down, and stay in your foxholes. Bear out.